All right, what is up, YouTube? It's Mr. Zuni back out with another video, and we want to bring to you guys Bonk token again, back to back. Now we have a bit of a correction in the market for Bonk, a big correction. I think we were down 60%. Let me refresh it just to double check. We are doing a retracement as normal. Honestly, to be honest, maybe I should have said that in my videos too. Just being aware of what's going on in the market. Obviously, when you're going in a straight up incline, it's gonna come down. We've gone nothing but up, and we are experiencing a correction. We did have a low on yesterday early morning, and now we are retracing. Now we're kind of heading back up. So we'll see what's going to happen. And I think I want to bring to you guys another kind of topic I've been wanting to talk about. I think I said in my last video, kind of comparing it to SHIBA and Doge. Well, if we can kind of compare it to SHIB, I think SHIB is the best one to compare it to, just because Doge, because I was in Doge in 2020 and it already had a big community. Like, they already had a massive community already. And it was kind of just like Doge, Ethereum, and Bitcoin were like the faces of crypto when they actually finally got brought to the market back in 2021, when we had the insane January, February, March, April, May crazy markets. And now SHIBA was kind of different because SHIBA was technically launched in the bear market, and it didn't really have a big following when it was launched, and that grew. So that's something to think about when you're looking at a Bonk token, because if we do go on to the actual chart, we can see that when it was launched back in 2020 in August, this had a big correction for months. Like, it had a months of downward action. And if you think about it, it wasn't until I think November 28th. Yeah, November 28th was around the low. So remember 27th, 8th, 9th, if you were to pick up any of it right then and there, you made a lot of money. So could we see that with Bonk? Obviously, same thing here. We are launched in a bear market. We have a bit of a correction. Could we possibly go lower? It's possible, and we're at a 60% downturn. Now, I don't know 100% from where it launched, give or take, to where it ended up, but obviously it was at a low point. I would say if we can see at least a 50% decline, because I was watching a bunch of videos on it and doing a lot more research on the actual SHIBA token. Yeah, about a 50% correction, if not more. They thought the project was dead. Most people said, oh, it's dead. Obviously, they thought it was a scam. The meme token wasn't really big then. You did have Doge, like I said, that was a big thing. And if you were able to pick it up, even like if when it first launched, I mean, you still made money. But if you had the patience to wait, kind of ride it out, you can make it. Now, when we take a look at that for Bonk, it's possible that we go another 30% to 95%. To 95%, maybe 99%, depends on how this market is going to be in 2023. And we expect the market to be probably a little worse than 2022. And that's kind of weird to think about, but they're expecting, we're actually going to hit a recession, maybe a depression. The housing market's going to be very, very bad. The markets in general are being bad. We know that even the big companies like Amazon are not doing great. I think, what was it? They haven't had this bad of a market since when they first started. So it's crazy to think about big companies like that are hurting. Obviously, crypto has dried up, obviously. And that kind of comes in my concerns with Solana as well, because Bonk is on the Solana network. Now, the Bonk token can and will probably be launched on other exchanges, potentially. And if it does, that could see a big surge in. But remember, this is mostly strictly tied to Solana network. So if Solana, obviously we're down on Solana today. And if we're down on Solana another 50, 60% again from here, like if we go back to the $8, $6, $7 range, that's going to affect the price of Bonk. And that may just give us a bigger and more advantage to get in lower prices. But remember, we don't know if a Solana network will survive. Obviously, I think it might. I think I kind of think about is like with other tokens, but it's kind of hard to say. Like Litecoin or those older coins that they're still surviving, that can at least give you a couple X's. But again, we're in a kind of a new realm, and those ones have so much backers, and they're just like the OGs, right? So the OGs probably would never die, but they'll never pump how they usually are. They'll give you like the decent, maybe like a 10xer over from the bear market to the bull market. But if we're talking about Solana, it really depends on what's going to happen with the ecosystem, because we have heard rumors and we've seen projects leave the ecosystem and say they're dipping. So obviously that's going to hurt. Obviously we know about FTX and that whole debacle, and they're still holding their SOL. And we may see something like the Mt. Gox, where they're going to eventually, not cash out to people, but sell and liquidate their accounts, to give back to community members, whoever they're trying to get back, or just get back money in general. So we may see Solana dip again. When that will be, who knows? But like I said, it's kind of hard to see. It's kind of hard to say that Bonk will survive. But what I was thinking about too is maybe throwing some profits that I've made from Bonk into SHIBA, because SHIBA is kind of a mainstream project. Obviously, it's in the top 20. I believe, what's the top 16? It's the 16th token. Obviously, we saw it as high as 7, 8. I think it surpassed Doge at one point in time for a little bit. So, and even maybe throwing some of it in Doge. I know a lot of people are really, really bullish on SHIBA just because of it's a newer token. Obviously, we know with newer tokens, more X's. Obviously, SHIBA went up, a lot. Obviously, they're still up. They're still up a major amount in 2 years. And if you had to have bought it in November 28th or even November 2020, and you sold it about a year later, you would still be up a major profit. Now, you'd have gotten your, you would have got a reduction on taxes if you hold it more than a year, and maybe that would be worth it. That's kind of my plan here. I want to hold something for a year, but obviously, Bonk went way, way too crazy for my liking, and I kind of took more profits than I would have, just because of its insane march, and I was kind of seeing a lot of just pushing it, burning here, burning there, kind of not signaling, but saying, all right, we're at the top probably, or, it's kind of like this. If we're in the bear market, if we're in the bull market, maybe I would have held it a little bit longer, kind of like what I did with Doge going into 2021. I kind of had a feeling we would go in an uptrend. We had a lot of stimulus packages pushing. The stock market was running up. So I kind of felt, maybe it would be wise to hold on to Doge, because I was buying way below a penny. I think I was buying it 0 somethings, like 7, 8 around that, or maybe I think it was 6, 7, 8, 0, 6, 7, 8, 0, 8, 0. So I was buying it around that price back in 2020, especially when the whole market collapsed. I saw Bitcoin. First saw Bitcoin, and then I looked at other coins. But yeah, it's possible that this Bonk token survives and does do well, but that's kind of tied to Solana right now. If they do kind of get their own exchange or get on other exchanges and potentially break away from Solana, that could possibly happen. But remember, this is a Solana token, and this is going to do what Solana is going to follow Solana, like SHIBA followed Ethereum, and how Doge followed Bitcoin. So those are going to be how it's going to work. So these could be the three big horses in the meme tokens. Now, meme token is really, really big in 2021. Obviously, if you held Doge going into 2022, that was a bad move. Obviously, it went down a lot from the 71 cent mark from Doge. And the same thing with SHIB. If you were to have held it all the way till now or past 2020, 1 of November of 2021, you lost pretty much 90% of your bag. So now that we know that SHIBA did have a big correction in the beginning and people thought it was dead, we could see the same thing for Bonk. So I don't think it's necessarily needed to throw all your money in just yet. Now, I could be totally wrong, and this thing could just take off, and this could be the start of what Doge was for the whole market. But Then again, if you think about what we're in right now, we are not coming out of a crazy the pandemic where we're seeing brighter skies. We're kind of seeing more darker skies in the upcoming of weeks, or months, and to weeks, to months, to year, to maybe even a year. People are thinking the stock market is going to be hit heavily. Now, maybe that's good. Maybe all that money goes into the crypto market. Now, I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen, but it's all up to speculation. And I think, honestly, what I'm thinking is, if I'm able to throw, let's say, $100 to $500 that I don't care about into the token, or dollar cost average in right now that it's down 60%, and then wait a couple months, kind of dollar cost average every other week, maybe 3 weeks, that money in. And then if we do get to a bottom in I think it took 6 months for sorry, go back to SHIB. If it took around 6 months when it launched in, let's just say it launched September, but I'm pretty sure it launched back in August. You still had to buy it in December, November time. You still had a good opportunity to buy it there. So you're looking at a good 3 to 4 months back from August, September, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 months, 5 months. You still had a good opportunity to buy. Now, that could potentially happen. Now, people are thinking back end of 2023, we may see we may come out of the stock market, come out. Obviously, we're going to have the Bitcoin cycle. We'll have that in 2024, around May, March, April, around that time. I think if I need to go back and look at my notes, but if we're looking at that whole cycle, the 4-year cycle, that could be the start of the 4-year cycle, which means end of 2024, 2025 bull market, give or take, if nothing happens crazy that throws us off of that. But if you do follow that, the simplest 4-year bull cycle, or 4-year Bitcoin halving and the whole cycle, we could potentially hit another wall with cryptos again. We may go down another 50% of everything. So if we are looking at Solana, we're looking at maybe $6, $7, $8 Solana, maybe $5 Solana, and then Doge will probably break its. If we're looking at Doge, it's at 7 cents right now, I think. So we may see Doge maybe around the 2-3 cent mark going into 2024. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? It's all speculation and theory. But like I said, if you believe in the token, if you watch the token, you study the token, you see what's going on. Obviously, they're having crazy amount of hype still around the token. It's still trending. On Orca Finance, we're still having a big amount of volume on the daily. We're still having millions of dollars pour into this. We may see a different type of meme token take off that's a little bit different than Solana, or that's different than SHIBA and Doge had. And we may be talking about the next token and comparing it to Bonk. Who knows? But it's all good to have speculation and bias, or fear sometimes, because it helps you get out. And when you get out of your position, sometimes you're able to focus, take a day, refocus, think about what you want, and then have a game plan and jump back in. So yeah, guys, I kind of rambled on a lot more than I wanted to, but I kind of wanted to talk about this topic because we could potentially see another, 100 or 200K X on Bonk. Who knows? Especially if we buy it at lows. And sometimes what I'm saying is sometimes you don't need a lot of money to throw in. So if you want to throw in $1,000, how about you wait and get it at the all-time low, or low when people are thinking it's dead, and you put $100, $200 in, and you would have bought as much as you did if you did buy $1,000 worth. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.